Aloha. Bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. I can't tell you why I'm happy, but you might already be knowing why I'm happy. Sometimes we move business in different directions because that's the value of now, and it's the value of the perspective of a vision maker or every dream maker, People do a lot of research because the competition is always stiff, it's always moving, it's always changing, yeah. But it's not because they are built to compete. It's because they are built to actually thrive beyond competition. How do you position yourself beyond doubt around your competitors? The simple aspects of remembering the value of services everyone offers. For example, if I'm a businessman doing business, there are very many other things I wouldn't really love to associate with my business. As we were growing up, we heard about respecting brand rights, brand guidelines, and all that. Today we are the people in that. We are the people deciding about the brand guidelines and the brand rights of our own brands. How do you decide what color your brand is, what people your brand talks to, what audience your brand takes? Because it's the value of your service. People adopt different things into businesses, people adopt different services into businesses. But what keeps businesses thriving is your mindset, the way you value that now, today, the way you live a life where you just position yourself as an atom in a vacuum, where not everything works for you. Not every system works for every business. For example, if I was starting up a business in washing-based something, it would be different, like starting up a fruit business. Those are two different audiences. People who buy cars or people who can afford cars to pay for them to be washed are different from people who actually buy from the stores. Because people who drive cars can actually maybe buy from supermarkets, can actually buy already packed and priced foods or products. But those who go to stores sometimes are there to bargain. No, can you add this tomato? Can you add this onion? Can you add this? You understand? That kintu kidogo, that is supplementary. Now, when we look at today, in the communities we live, what is challenging us more is understanding that the world is moving on. Everything has a price limit, and everything is actually weighed from the time we spend online to the time we spend at work, which is why employers actually have to change their mindset very much. Because keeping an employer today is harder than ever. Keeping an employee today is harder than ever. An employee has all the options here around. They have the AI. They have the same resources as the one employing them. So if the same skills you're employing this employee for are the same skills they can use to bail themselves out now with a few simple resources, it creates more competition. So as we're looking at the AI challenging the musicians, we're also looking at the price on the musicians increasing, going high. It was like the Italian suit that is handmade. It's more expensive because it's handcrafted than a sewing machine suit. A sewing machine suit. Understand? So that's the challenge you have today. The AI gives you something, but we have to also look at human service provision. We can't just wipe away all that. We can't brainwash our civilization. It just has to get softer and softer. The AI just has to be incorporated in our day-to-day lives. It doesn't have to be competitive, like taking our jobs. Yeah. So it shouldn't be a threat. People shouldn't be scared. Because if I have a business today and my way of service delivery to my employees is different than how they expected, it affects their service delivery. An employee walks in with a mindset, hey, I'm on a monthly salary, I expect insurance, I expect medical, I expect housing, I expect bonuses, I expect all that. And then they walk into a business where even a single documentation of your employee doesn't cross the boss's mind. That is what is happening in Africa. It is what's challenging many people, many young people there. They walk in with a different perspective and end up with a different perspective. So it's not necessarily that you as an employer has to always do what others do, but it's you as an employer to move from that mindset of running a business like a street shop. Yeah, because the street shops is there, but the business is different. Your business is different. The street shop's business is different, and your business is different. That's why when you go to the corporate world, or when you come to the corporate world, people understand it different. They understand contracts, they understand retainers, they understand LPOs, they understand checks. They understand bonds. Today they understand cryptocurrencies, yeah? What does your business understand? Is it still in the analog way of I have to receive it by cash all the time to transact? Because actually that is the worst kind of today you can expect. In a world where we've been moving on from COVID-19, social distancing, I mean, you don't expect any kind of drama around you after COVID, do you? Because social distancing actually doesn't only apply to flu, but also other diseases, skin diseases, many airborne diseases. Yeah. So medically, you can't just say we're going back to the normal anytime. It's not going to happen. The mindsets are going to change forever, and they're changing already forever. Social distancing is going to happen more. Businesses are thinking different. How do you think for your business differently? Yeah, are you still holding cash? Because cash is now, today cash has become a disease around. It is transmitting diseases. Understand? Just like you wear another man's shirt with a skin disease and you contract it. It is what cash has been doing for some time. We couldn't have any other choice until the world is really fully digitalized. Now that the world is digitalized and it's the value of now, we can't stay in the cash world anymore. Cash has to be limited, and other methods have to work. You're going to have cash keys or money pass keys, whatever. What is already happening to the corporate world? What other people haven't already seen? It is what we must be creating awareness for. If you live in a community where people don't understand how to use a Visa card or a MasterCard or PayPal, and you already have all these and you have already been using these, then that means if you're providing a service and these are the payment systems, you have to create awareness for the people around you so that they can pay, so they can learn that it's not a threat, it's actually a system they can trust. Because what drives people around us, most of the times what drives service delivery is trust. Can I trust that brand to make me better? Can I trust that perfume to smell better on me? Can I trust that shirt to look better on me? Can I trust that oil to look better on my skin? Can I trust this product to deliver something differently? Can I trust this leadership to deliver something differently? Can I trust? That is what is the value of now is about. Trading is always about trusting. If I can put money on your account and you're in a different country, I have to trust you to deliver the goods to me. Now, very many people are very new to such kind of trust, such level of trust. And it is what is hindering our lives here. With the digital platforms, with the digital systems. People are like, how can I trust that platform? It's not in my geolocation. It is already having red flags on my geolocation. Will it really handle my cash? Will it really release my money? That is because the people who have been around it or before have done fraudulent acts. They have done forgery acts around it. And today you're on the same platform, the businesses have grown, the institutions have become bigger, but your geolocation is blocked. You can't access services like PayPal because everything around your geolocation is forgery. You understand? So there you're competing with your own mindset. Something you shouldn't be doing. It's more good if you start thinking of how and what services you're delivering and how they're changing the community. We've lived in a digital age. You've lived in a digital world, yeah, where gradual systems have taken over. But it also applies to you. Technology is there. Technology has moved on. How have you moved on from that perspective to the now? If you have internet in your home, if you can receive certain services in your home, how do you enable your neighbors to also actually not envy, but be enabled to also empower others? Because most of the times, ego drives us, envy, you know. But what if you can teach that person? What if you can just lend them an ear, lend them some time, advise them differently? Yes, I'm doing this, and this is how I'm achieving it, but you can also teach your kids. Sometimes it helps so that the people around you don't look at you like a glutton. Today the AI is there. Do you know how many people the AI is employing? So how about, instead of talking about football all the time, how about watching football and teaching your neighbor's kids how to make money from the AI, or your neighbor's kids teaching you how to make money from the AI? Because if someone is making money from it on the other side of the world, then that's business already, that's money already, that's the economy changing, that's life changing. $1,000 per month, it's everything for many families. Yeah. So as old as you become, as old as I come, I've always tried to do that around my peers. The little I have, I share. It might not be necessarily money, but information, software tips, new ideologies around the internet, things they haven't heard of, things they call mystery. Yeah? So it's about changing your mindset. If you want an employer to be really productive, create a better payment system for the employer, so for the employee. Make sure they're always happy. If I was a person going for surgery, I would really love my doctor to always be happy, paid up front, all the money, so that I can trust him more with my life. Yeah? That's what life is about. Trust. Can you build that trust? Can you create it better? Can you erase the false hopes? Can you erase the let's come, let's work, and then the tears at the end? Because that is too much stress around the communities around us. Somebody walks in, then let's work on this project together, let's see how it works out, and then they end up losing it. Maybe the project worked out and the project owner just sent them away, just created a way of losing them. Maybe it's their mindset. Maybe the project owner didn't receive money, didn't receive enough funding, and they are stressed thinking that the project owner is actually running away with all their money. That is how people stress out. So you as the person employing, or you as the person calling them in on your projects, you should always outline it better. Why are you here? I'm here for this. What am I benefiting? I'm benefiting like this. Why are you here? I'm volunteering. What am I benefiting? Maybe this. Why am I here? I'm here for this service. What am I benefiting is this. How is it coming through this? That's what retainers do. That's what LPOs do. That's what checks do. Yeah? Because as I'm working, every day is another saving on my account. But I should also be able to receive a notification telling me or reminding me when that account can actually cash out or transact. That is where the employed will be happy. Not working 100 plus days until their landlord sends them away, and then you're like, hey, why are you looking like that? And they explain, you see, boss, my landlord sent me away because you haven't paid. I didn't know I haven't paid. It is because your system doesn't tell you. Your system doesn't remind you that you haven't paid. You need to digitalize that. That's the value of now. Make your system able to remind you, because you forget too much. Things like receipting, invoicing, quotations. As WhatsApp is having the AI assistants on you, yeah, the AI assistant in WhatsApp won't remind you that you haven't paid someone. The AI assistant won't remind you that you actually haven't pitched out to a client. So you need a reminder on your calendar to remind you to pitch for clients, to remind you that you need to pay the employee, to remind you that you need to pay for the bills so that the institution keeps running. It's your mindset. So you don't have to stress all the time. The system just pays itself. That's how the world runs. That's the value of now, you know. Dr. Rayyans Elvis, S03E05 Creations. Visit creations.org. All the creativity.